Okay. Okay, how's the audio? Okay, we're doing well. We're doing well. The audio seems fine. New house, new setup. Everything's a little bit out of whack. Please let me know if the audio is jank in any way. But hello and welcome. We're playing some more sort of torchless Darkest Dungeon. I am actually going to move the mic a little bit over. Apologies for the hashtag content. Going brilliantly so far. Okay. The desk this is attached to is really, really badly made because it's missing half of the structural components. Oh shit. Ah, help, my mic. If I was a big streamer, this would be live stream fails right now. That's great, because I'm currently using both of my hands to hold my mic in place. Right. We're gonna play some Darkest Dungeon today at some point. It's gonna be freaking sweet. Alright. We're almost there. We're almost there. If the mic collapses during the stream, at least it'll be hashtag content, so. I moved house last weekend, so I've not streamed this week. I've been attempting to unpack things. It's not gone brilliantly, as you can tell. I'm just going to stream for a couple of hours and play some torchless Darkest Dungeon. It'll be very exciting. So, what were we doing last time? Stagecoach. Bounty Hunter, Antiquarian, and Vestal. I will basically always take a Vestal in the early game. Cannot get enough Vestals. They're pretty good later on too. Occultist tends to be a slightly better targeted healer later on, I think, but Vestal's very strong. Antiquarian, I think we have one. We do have one. Barracan 10. Don't really want another one. It's kind of the roster space kind of at a premium right now. Bounty Hunter. I mean, if I'm not going to take the Antiquarian, I should take the Bounty Hunter. I think we already have maybe two. Yeah, we already have two, but that's okay. So where are we going today? We going back to the ruins? It really depends on what trinkets are available. The Camouflage Cloak is hot garbage for us because the torch is so rarely high. Obviously we can't do this. Bloody Dice, not a big fan of the Jester. Sickening Satchel's not terrible. Agility Talon's not bad at all. Virtuous Chalice is not particularly impactful. I think I'm going to go for the short wheeled mission. 2 portraits is lovely. We'll take an Agility Talon for the Bounty Hunter. 1 speed and 4 dodge is not nothing. It's pretty okay. So for the wheels, you really want. We did have a Houndmaster, but he got a little bit spooked in his last mission. So we're not going to be taking him, unfortunately. We could take a Flagellant though. For the bleed. We take a Grave Robber. I do tend to like Grave Robber in the Weald. There tends to be like less armored things in the Weald, generally speaking, I think, than in most other sitches. Could take a Jester. You really only have 1 slot because I do want to take a healer, and it's not going to be Rames. It's not going to be Rames. It's going to be Oshile, who does have Divine Grace, Divine Comfort, and Judgment, which is nice. She's just missing Dazzling Light. I think we take Illumination for now. Illumination is fine. Could take a Man-at-Arms, could take an Abomination, could take another Grave Robber. Get a little spicy with it. Put a little sauce on it. We'll take 2 Grave Robbers, a Flagellant, and a Vestal. This is a pretty try-hard team, if I'm honest. As for skills, I do want to take Punish. I do want to take Reign of Sorrows, although hitting the back rank is not going to be an issue with 2 Grave Robbers. Sanguinate's nice. Redeem is very nice. Suffer is okay. Suffer is okay. I mean, Suffer is good, but it's very situational. I think I take this. I'm not super. I'm a little worried about my gold right now. You know, a little worried about resources in general. Oh, he's a Wheel Tactician as well. That's nice. Nervous is real bad. Natural Swing's, you know, pretty nice. Wheel Tactician is lovely. A risk taker, extra damage and less dodge. That's fine. If your grave robber's not dealing damage, I mean, you've done something wrong. They're pretty glass cannon-y. Unquiet Mind is meaningless. Backtracker is, again, pretty meaningless. Unholy Hate is nice. Good for the ruins. Thick-Blooded is pretty good in the Weald. Bloodthirsty, not terrible. Again, none of these really mean very much on a Vestal. Okay, I think I'm happy to take this. So we do have a healing trinket. Gonna slap that on you. Book of Intuition. If it goes on anyone, it goes on a Vestal. I want the Quickening Satchel, but probably on the Grave Robber that's actually any good. Protection Stone's quite strong. I think I'll take it. Really don't want to lose. I don't mind losing Alice. If Alice dies, you know? Fitzroy probably won't, because he's a flagellant. He always nearly dies. I think we don't take anything else here. The loss of speed on low-level trinkets is just appalling for the most part. I think with the Protection Stone, it's often worth it. Blight Charm might be okay, actually. Yeah, I think I'd take a Blight Charm. -2 dodge isn't terrible. I think it's very close to being nothing, to be honest. Oh, we were looking at guilds, trinkets, skill trinkets. That's what we were doing. I would like. So we can kind of what we could do is we could have a fast grave robber and a slow grave robber, and then just cycle lunge shadow fade, or just cycle lunge. But again, kind of try-hardy. I don't want poison darts here. Oh, poison darts here? Yeah, things bleed in the wheel, but they are not easy to blight. Okay, so Warsey, you lose poison darts, we take Shadow Fade. Doesn't cost us a dime. Alice is not bad, but I think we take probably Flashing Daggers? Maybe we just keep it and we just pretty much never use poison darts. Hit to the face is strong. If we've got Shadow Fade, we want to have lunge, I think is the bottom line. Bachelet, yeah, we don't really have anyone capable of stunning, so I definitely want to take Dazzling Light. Excuse me? Thank you. And I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty okay. Excuse me? A blacksmith, though, is the thing. We do only have one level 1. Everyone else is level 0, so it's maybe pretty rough. And it's a short mission. Let's just head out. Let's just go. I can't help but feel like there's something I've forgotten. We'll take 8 food. 12 is overkill, I think. 2 shovels in the wheels. Not having shovels when you need them is super terrible. I'll take another one, just to be on the safe side. 2 anti-venom I think is strong. A bandage. Herbs? No herbs. A key. Don't think there's any need for a holy water either. We cannot buy torches. Let's go. I have missed this game. I haven't played it in the last week. Well, okay, that's not entirely true. That's not entirely true. What I did do is attempt a Darkest Dungeon randomizer, which was absolutely hell on earth. It was maybe for someone who knows the game a little bit better than I do, it might be very strong. It might be a very it might be a fun experience. But in the half hour or so I played, I was just like, this is impossible. This is actually impossible. And I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it says more about me than it does about the randomizer. But yeah, so I played that for half an hour or so, and my brain just broke entirely. But yeah, I can see it being fun. Maybe we'll play it in the future. But apart from that, I've not played Darkest Dungeon since last I streamed a week ago. Because I've been, you know, moving house. Lovely. I love finding maps. when we're playing torchless. Excuse me. Didn't really tell me very much. Did we scout that trap? Did I just miss it? I might have just missed it. That sounds like me. Yeah, see, if we'd only brought 2 shovels, I'd be a little worried right now, you know? Rings are going mental in the background. Might open the door, see if maybe some cats might want to join us at some point. No guarantees. Also, let some of the heat out, because I'm in an upstairs spare bedroom. And obviously I've got a reasonably powerful PC on the go up here, and it's a really small room, so with the door closed it gets quite hot quite quickly. Do we have a torch? We do have a torch. Might have clicked it at the wrong time. Okay, these guys, no problem. We're going to take these guys down, we're not even going to take a hit of damage. You with me? Told you. Alright, you win some, you lose some. So if we can't punish that guy. Okay. I was under the impression maybe we could hit rank 3 with that, but obviously we can't. And then stun. Well, I'm gonna stun rank 1. Yeah, he had a bit more stun resist, but I think it was still possibly the right play. That's fine. I mean, taking damage on a flagellant doesn't count because he wants to take damage, right? That is also true of everyone else. Throwing dagger is so strong, man. It's so good. Lunge is very good as well. Want to pick to the face? I mean, not really. It's not bad. Oh, pick to the face is armor piercing now. Yeah, that must have got rebalanced ages ago when the shield breaker came out, and I just never noticed. Or, well, I would have noticed, but I think I just forgot. Yeah, I mean, we lunge, naturally. If you're in rank 3, you probably want to lunge, is my guess. Of course, if they both lunge ahead of the flagellant, he's in kind of a rough spot. Sapphire's a nice find. Nice and efficient in terms of inventory space. Not terrible. Could potentially have taken more keys. Not a hit of damage between them, lads. It's so worth doing torchless runs. If you have even like the faintest idea what you're doing in Darkest Dungeon, and I'm not necessarily saying I do, but they're just so good in terms of loot. You just never worry about loot ever. The only thing you worry about is what to do with all the excess loot you pick up and you haven't got space for, you know? Yeah. I will allow it. Yeah, I mean, you gotta. It wasn't even that good. That was my level 0, right? Yeah. Didn't have her upgraded weapons yet. I mean, he's a flagellant, right? I'm gonna heal, but I'm gonna heal everyone. Not just him. Okay. Well, the good news is we healed everyone again. It's not a problem. He's a level 0 flagellant. Like, I mean, what's the issue here, really? I mean, I am gonna use redeem. He can't use it on himself. He's got to use it on someone else. Is he gonna use redeem? Yeah, he's gonna use redeem because it heals himself as well. So worth doing, I think. And you know what? He's now garbage enough that we're just gonna lunge ahead of him anyway. Because we can shadow fade back? Nah, man, we just hit to the face. If it was a longer fight, we might shadow fade back. Not worth it, we just kill him. Doesn't matter how many pawns you got on the board if you can checkmate the enemy king, right? I assume I don't play chess. That sounds right. do kind of wish we'd taken Rain of Sorrows. But you know, there's always that moment where there's a skill you didn't take that would have been perfect. You got to take things on balance. Nah, I'm just gonna stun the Acolyte. I think it's more important. Okay, thanks. What's her stun resistance? 25? Come on, man. 25 is like bigger than 0. But not by a whole lot. Adversity has dissolved my mortal psyche and opened... Did he say opened my skull to the light? I kind of missed it because I was trying to read the first half and the second half disappeared. That's a truly demented thing to say. I mean, sure. I'm not worried. This is our last fight. We've steamrolled this, to be honest, so far. It's not been a particularly challenging dungeon. Unless your name is Fitzroy, but then you probably have your work cut out for you in life anyway. It's not terrible. I just want to exsanguinate you. Let's just do it. It heals him as well, which is lovely. Leads 5 for 3. And the stressor is gone. That's all I care about. They're all pretty stressed out anyway, to be honest. Hello, Jan. Good to see you again. Okay, so rank 2 is dead. Rank 1 is at 9, right? So at 4 HP. I can't hit it. Sure, why not? Well, I'll treat myself to some toxins. Okay, well. We might as well use Pick to the Face and gain some effect from the armor piercing, even though everyone's going to die next turn anyway. Yeah, I mean, that tracks, yeah. That makes perfect sense. I forgot they did that. Well, nice, easy dungeon to start us off. Any scouting for a secret room? No, we still haven't found one. One of the disadvantages of torchless runs is you don't tend to find as many secret rooms because you don't scout as much. Fragile is actually pretty bad because when he heals himself, it's based on his max HP. And for other reasons, obviously. Daredevil is great. Oh, no worries, man. Yeah, you do your thing. Or slow reflexes? Unpleasant. Don't like it. If it's going to be on anyone, a healer is probably a strong choice. Yeah, CSGO is one of those games I never got into. I don't really know even what Counter-Strike is, which is pretty embarrassing as a capital G gamer born in the 90s. So Fitzroy obviously can only flagellate. Bachelet, probably mispronouncing her name. She's not gonna. She's got other problems, shall we say? She can do whatever. She's fine. I'll stick her in the Abbey. Phrasing. Alice and Warsey, I'm sort of on the fence about putting into stress relief anyway. I think Warsey I will. Unquiet mind may not meditate. Well, that's fine. I shouldn't have put Bachelet in the Penance Hall. That was very silly of me. That was just me not thinking at all. I think with both nervous and fragile, and he's already super stressed out. And then we've got Natural Swing and Wheel Tactician, and they're both... I mean, Natural Swing's good, Wheel Tactician is like, eh. What's really embarrassing is that I seriously watch esports as an adult. No, man, it's the future. It's the future. I'm a big fan of the Rocket League Championship Series myself. Very different game, but a serious esport nonetheless. There's no shame in it at all. No need to be embarrassed. Then again, you are talking to a hobbyist streamer, so I mean, maybe take my opinion with a grain of salt, but do whatever makes you happy. Yeah, nervous and fragile are both really, really bad, even on a flagellant. I think we just say goodbye to Fitzroy. I think he's done. Warsy? Oh, what's wrong with you? Oh, you can't meditate. Yeah, smart. Okay. So I guess you just wait it out, man. You just wait it out. No worries. Where are we going next? I feel like we should make a start on either the Warrens or the Cove. 3 deeds is quite nice for a short mission. Warriors Bracer. -4 dodge is not terrible on a class which doesn't have dodge. I don't think your stats can go negative in that way. How was my week? My week was busy. I moved house over the Easter weekend. Packed up the last of the stuff, most of the last of the stuff on the Friday. Spent all of Saturday moving furniture, and then kind of unpacking and running errands and stuff Sunday, Monday, and then worked all week. So it's been a nice weekend, kind of just relaxing in the new house. But yeah, it's been okay. It's nice to be streaming again. I think we go for the Warriors Bracer, unless there's something better here. There is not. Warriors Bracer. Yeah, let's take it. 3 deeds, nothing to sneeze at. So who are we taking to the Cove? Well, we want a Plague Doctor. So I guess we go and hope that there's one in the stagecoach. There is not, and in fact I had seen that before. Yeah, thank you, Jan. I hope your week was good too. That's the noise I make when there's no Plague Doctor in the stagecoach. TFW, there's no Plague Doctor in the stagecoach. Yeah, I will do this. I was kind of being greedy and holding out for using deeds for other upgrades, but I think the stagecoach network is like super important. Doesn't help us out right now though. I think we will take bricks. Brie? I don't think that's how you pronounce that. Oh, also, I missed something there, didn't I? All idle heroes gain 3 times as much stress relief. That's pretty good. We definitely don't feel too bad about Warsy and Dismas then. They'll be basically fine by next week. It's gonna be so good. So I will take our new highwayman. What are his skills first? He's just kind of nothing. I think I won't, because I don't want to spend all the gold on trying to give him skills which are useful for the Cove. Thing is, things don't bleed. I'll take Kane, and I think I will drop Shadow Fade and Lunge, and take Poison Darts and Toxin Trickery. You bleed like shit in the Cove, so yeah, I think I will do that now before I forget. Kane, we want you to have... Oh, you already have Flashing Daggers and Poison Darts. That doesn't really change things. I think it's still worth taking Toxin Trickery. Lunge is so good, though. Pick to the face and Poison Darts is all we need here, really. There's no need to get greedy. No need to get greedy. Thrown Dagger is also obviously good. Toxin Trickery, I'm not sure it's worth upgrading. That seems like a very mild upgrade. I kind of feel dumb for not knowing Darkest Dungeon enough to talk about anything relevant. I mean, you and me both, honestly. This is a game that the more you play it, the more you realize you don't know, in my experience. But hey, the sequel's coming out soon, so I mean, we'll all be on kind of a level playing field, more or less, which will be nice. Okay, I'll take Renault. I think it's a safe bet. And a Bernier. Oh, that's glorious gold. Wonder where that name comes from. Crusader, a bounty hunter, a grave robber, and a Vestal. I mean, it's a pretty motley fucking crew, you know? That's a real mishmash of ideologies and personalities. Well, the important thing is we have a healer, we have a party that's not reliant on bleed to deal damage, which is important in the Cove. This is fine. I should try to use a wider variety of skills, I think. I have a real habit of just using the same couple of skills on each class, and I really need to branch out more. Bulwark of Faith could actually be good if we find ourselves in trouble, because it's, we can use torches, we can increase the torchlight, we just can't buy torches, so... Torch plus 24, that must have been buffed. I'm sure that used to be lower. But I am talking like 3 years ago, so who knows. Inspiring Cry isn't terrible. Inspiring Cry is actually, I think, probably quite strong. I think I'll take Bulwark of Faith over Holy Lance. Holy Lance is great if you have 4 Crusaders. So that's all I know about it. Bernier, yeah, you're gonna be stunning things with Flashbang. You know what? I'm gonna take Uppercut over Mark for Death. I know, it's a bounty hunter. Bounty hunters mark things and then the things die. But we don't really have enough Mark synergy at the moment. And I would rather just have him focused on stunning things and then killing things that are stunned. Kane we've already sorted out, and Ramez is a Vestal. I always joke about Vestals only having 4 skills, but I really feel like Vestals only have 4 skills. I mean, so as a Vestal, you pretty much always want to have Divine Grace. I feel like that's kind of a no-brainer on a Vestal, which means you don't want Mace Bash because you're in the wrong line. Same with Hand of Light. I know Battle Vestal is a thing, but I don't really know how it works. We will come back to it. Yeah, that's not something I'm gonna do. Okay. Yeah, we need a lot of deeds to upgrade these. Some would say too many deeds. But we can always trade up for some deeds. We have 27 busts. Busts aren't super useful in the early game. I can't remember exactly what they're used for. It's not the guild. No, guild is portraits. They are useful. Survivalist is crest. All of the minor buildings are crests. Abbey is busts. I'm never that concerned about it. Oh, Sanitarium is busts as well. Yeah. Not the most important heirloom early on. So it keeps defaulting to the farmstead. It keeps catching me off guard. Man, we're going to the cove, man. We're going to the cove. We're gonna skirmish with the mermaids that have made it their home. Right. Unequip all trinkets. We're kind of getting into a rhythm with the trinkets now, yeah? You feel it? You feel the rhythm? I don't feel the rhythm. I mean, I'm a drummer, but I don't feel the rhythm right now. We can use our agility talent. That's pretty strong. Protection stone? Nah. He's tanky enough, he doesn't need it. He's got 14 dodge, dude. Crusader again, pretty tanky. Oh, armor increases dodge chance. Yes, okay, so I was actually talking out of my arse earlier when I talked about classes that didn't have dodge. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. If that was bleed resist, I'd take it, but it's not, so I won't. I think this is fine. You don't get blighted too much in the cove, I don't think. I could be misremembering. Fear of Eldritch sucks. There's a lot of Eldritch things in the cove. None of this is super important. Minus 10 accuracy versus blighted. Huh. It's unlikely to be a problem. Let's go. I'm still feeling pretty comfortable. I always have jazz rhythm whenever I play. If you're telling me you're a jazz drummer, I have a lot of respect for that. You want to take holy water? I think I always do that. We want to take bandages in the cove. Medicinal herbs? Yeah, bandages and herbs sounds right. We'll take a key in case we find a secret room. I'm not happy about it. Let's go. This is a short mission, right? This isn't a medium mission? If it's a medium mission, we've brought nowhere near enough food. It's a short mission. There might be like one fight in the whole dungeon. It's a very small one. Let's nuke the torch. I'll take it. Crests are not particularly exciting. Oh, we should go to the Crimson Courtyard at some point, shouldn't we? We're going to have to do that, is the thing. because no, I didn't enable the Crimson Core. I didn't enable the Crimson Core. That was on the randomizer run I started before realizing that I was just not good enough at the game to think on my feet in that way. I'm definitely not. I used to play cello and piano and I was always horribly out of rhythm. Well, your drumming is probably better than my piano playing and certainly better than my cello playing. I'm not sure I could even carry a cello, let alone play one. Love the tone on a good cello, though. Gorgeous. I think we do want to stun something. Stunning is usually pretty strong. Hang on, so Flashbang is more accurate, doesn't deal damage. Actually has a higher chance to stun, which is interesting. And it shuffles. Yeah, so they are very different skills, and they also target different things. I think we want Flashbang here. I think I want to stun you as well. You guys are trouble. The Pelagic Guardians are nasty early on. They are absolutely brutal in higher level dungeons. But our main damage dealer here is absolutely Kane. What's the blight on this? 3 for 4? He's going to survive for at least 3 rounds, so we'll take it. We wish he didn't. We would like him to not survive. Yeah, I will heal. Nothing is currently stunned. Kind of wish it was. 75% to stun. Yeah, these are Eldritch. These are not human. I think we're just gonna take down the grouper. They do a lot of damage. Yeah, drums are one of those. I mean, percussion in general, but I think especially like a modern drum kit is it's so unlike any other instrument. Like, I'm not saying that if you play piano you can play cello or whatever. Obviously that's not true, but a lot of the same kind of it's just a world apart from drums. It's just very, very different. I think drums are one of the easier instruments to just kind of pick up and sound okay at, but to be impressive on it does take a lifetime in many cases. I'm certainly not there yet. Do you want to stun this guy? He's at 25, he's blighted. I think there's a strong choice there. But yeah, drums are the only instrument I play. I have tried to play piano, keyboard, and piano, guitar, and bass, but I don't know. I know my share of music theory, but that does not translate into actually playing the notes, you know. That's the part I have trouble with is playing things that sound good. We can't kill this, unfortunately. We could maybe stun it, but I'm not going to try. I think I'm just going to uppercut you. I could collect bounty. I could just hit you. No, I'm gonna uppercut you. You're gonna get punched right to the back of the queue, my friend. Maybe didn't quite think that one through. I'll pull up a faith. I got no shame. If you don't have any pride, you can't have any shame. Life hack. Okay, you are like extremely dead. Poison darts. Thrown dagger. Poison darts. 3 straight up damage. You are functionally at 2. You get another hit in, you're dead, but you won't. Nice. It's actually worked out quite well. You're missing 11, you're missing 17. Bounty Hunter's at lower absolute health, and we're not going to heal either of them to full. Nah, we go for the Crusader because he's bleeding as well. Oh, excuse me, that was not bad. That was okay. It was a little messier than I would like. so hard to do things on an independent basis. Other instruments you sort of play and it fits together, or at least it should. Yeah, drums are really, well, maybe not the only instrument, certainly the most common instrument where you are using all 4 limbs at once, like all the time. And that definitely takes a long time to get used to. But then you're not making that many different movements with those limbs. Like you're varying the velocity, and like you can, you should play with like dynamics and like play harder and softer with each of those 4 limbs. But you're not really varying the movements themselves, unlike with like basically any other instrument. I think it's just a very different experience. There's very little transferable skills, I think. I can never remember what you are. It is... I think it's either nothing or something, so I'm going to ignore it. Okay, this is just damage. We mind taking damage? Yeah, we actually do. That's like the main concern. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. That's okay. That could have been a little bit better, couldn't it? That could have been a little bit better. My brain can't handle the volume of movements. Yeah, I mean, it took me a long time to be comfortable with it. It's the same as any instrument, but yeah, I mean, I was playing Rocksmith earlier. You know, like the game is like Guitar Hero, but with a real guitar. Now, I've played a lot of Guitar Hero. It's Guitar Hero is the only game that I consider myself to be truly good at, and it's just a whole different skill set to play like Rocksmith and have like guitar tab scrolling towards you. It's actually overwhelming. Do we want to stun you? We can't stun you. Dazzling Light doesn't hit the back row. How have I never realized that? What does heal for 12 instead? I think if I wanted to lose what audience I've kind of cultivated so far somehow, despite not making any videos in 3 years, I would probably just do a Rocksmith stream and everyone would immediately unsubscribe. And they'd be right to do it. Like it's frustrating enough listening to someone like in the next house over, like practicing flute or something. Even if they're pretty good, every time they hit a wrong note, it's like, oh, that didn't need to be there, did it? But to actually watch someone who can't play guitar play Rocksmith on stream, I think would be just the worst experience. Maybe I'll do it, fuck it. It actually sounds fun. I tune into that. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. You'd regret it, though. This is a tough lineup. This is the toughest lineup in the Cove at low levels, I think. We're going to stun the Stressor, because I've decided that I do care about stress. Everyone's pretty even. But we're kind of keeping on top of a lot of the damage. Yeah, that's not too much of an issue. At low levels, these groupers don't actually do a huge amount of damage. It's a lot, but it's not the end of the world. We will break the guard anyway. Because it's good practice, I guess. But they don't do too much damage. Later on, it's a lot less forgiving. And having one of these guardians guarding a grouper or two is just brutal. Nice, nice. We could stun you as well, couldn't we? Got an 85% chance to stun. Excellent. You are taking 12. You're functionally at 5. Okay. Let's work out, just roughly, let's work out the chance of killing this in one shot. So, our damage range is 7 to 14, so that's 8. We need it to max, so that's 12.5% multiplied by 75%, which is like 9 point something, I think. 9% chance to kill it if we don't crit. If we crit, it's dead immediately. So we call that like a 17% chance. Pre-recorded, confirmed. I mean, you say quick maths, but really I got it wrong. The chance was 100% because it happened. We can kill this, but I think I am therefore. We need to kill the Shun. Stress is not currently a huge issue, but it could become one quite quickly. And because everyone's pretty evenly stressed out, when one person gets stressed out and is afflicted, they're going to stress everyone out into an afflicted state very, very quickly. Just going to flashbang. Alright. Alright. Judgment? Almost the same calculation, actually. It's way more likely we kill this, though. Okay, that's fine. So, I've got to take it slow. I've got to chill out a little bit. I'm playing too fast. This is a game of strategy, although the game does everything it can to make you panic. Stunning this is not really an option, not a reliable one. I'm just going to hit it in the face with a sword. Strategy. Yeah, Octocestus is the big bleed, yeah. It's only 2 at this level. Not bad, not bad. Another poison dance kills it if it hits. Oh, wow. Insane, yeah. You know, I never really think that poison dance does very much damage, but it does 40% of base damage in addition to the blight. That's not bad. So these guys are both dead. Okay. Just gonna stun you then. Yeah, we need that healing on Reynold. Is it Reynold? I'm losing my brain mind here. I think it's Reynold. It is, yeah. We stun you? I mean, we could, again. 45%, not really worth it. Stress vibes work exactly the same as when I was with my classmates at exams. Yeah, the music is extremely stressful. Props to Stuart Chatwood for understanding the assignment, as the kids say these days. Just everything about this game does its best to kind of draw you into the same headspace that your characters are supposed to be in. It's a beautiful piece of art, if I might be pretentious for a while. Yeah. What else am I gonna do? I mean, sure. Why not? Could get a potentially could get a healing. That would be nice. I actually don't want the torchlight because he's functionally dead. I wanted to get a healing with the Vestal before he died, but that's okay. It does feel a little bit. One of my relatively few complaints about this game is that out of combat healing is not a thing, and it's never explained why. Your Vestal can't just heal everyone to full between every fight because it's not limited in any material way. It's limited only by the action economy. This is herbs, right? It's got to be herbs, yeah. Oh, Speedstone, lovely. Yeah, I'll just stick that on Reynold. I'm not going to think too hard about that one. Yeah, it's been a really good like 5 years for I want to say indie games. I mean, this was an indie game when it came out. This was Red Hook's first game, I believe. Did not have a huge amount of funding behind them. Just you know, some really fucking great ideas, and it's paid off for them. But yeah, I mean, it's been longer than 5 years now, right? Like I kind of feel like maybe I'm showing my ignorance here, but I feel like I would consider like the Binding of Isaac to be like the start. I'm not saying it caused everything else to happen with indie games in the last 10 years or so, but I kind of see it as the landmark that is the beginning of the indie game surge that we've been seeing, and it's been wonderful to be a part of. Can't kill these, and it really annoys me. Oh, I've got a 19% crit chance. It's not terrible. I could blight them. It's going to be 2 hits either way, so at the very least we can poison dance and then just ignore it. Yeah, the devs in Darkest Dungeon are fantastic. It's a really small team as well. Certainly was when this came out. I assume Darkest Dungeon 2 might have a larger team. We need to kill the Thrall here, by the way. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, because Darkest Dungeon really did come about by the as I recall, they were like, we want to make a game that's like kind of like Diablo, but with a more kind of narrative experience than Diablo, which is just like a thinly veiled excuse to kill demons and get loot. But they knew they couldn't compete with what Diablo offered in terms of the hardware and the fact that obviously Blizzard is like a AAA company. So they were like, okay, we'll do our own thing, and we'll kind of take that kind of core of being a dungeon crawler, and we will do our own thing with it and make it more of a narrative experience. And yeah, it's the narrative experience is really paid off. We could not kill that. We could kill this instead. But like, they definitely had that idea of, well, in a classic RPG. Hello to Zambia. Yes, I remember you from last stream. Welcome back. This is rough. I'm gonna uppercut you. It's always fascinating how a couple of people can get together and create something as impressive as this. Yeah, I think it works better with a small team. I think it's easier to do that with a smaller team. But yeah. So yeah, and I've got a quote about this saved on my hard drive. It's just a wonderful quote. I'm not going to read it for you now, but I'll paraphrase it. It's from Chris Barassa, who's like one of the lead designers on Darkest Dungeon. And he said something like, why don't role-playing games ever focus on the sword arm and not the sword? Like the character that's holding the magic sword of ancient Vorpal Doom +3, like, why don't we ever care about the protagonist's backstory? Protagonists in ARPGs are generally... Why am I touching this? I'm just talking and not playing the game. Protagonists in ARPGs are like extremely vacant. Like there's nothing going on there. There's no personality for the most part. And obviously exceptions do exist. But most action RPGs like Diablo and Path of Exile and Grim Dawn do not care about the protagonists at all. It's like it's a thing you can't help but notice once you hear about it, but there is never any real personality there. Path of Exile is like a small exception, but not really a significant one. And Darkest Dungeon just takes that and just does something. It just goes completely the other way, and focuses so much on the personalities of the characters. It's done really, really well. I am still going to make a whole video on this someday. I'm getting around to it, you know? I mean, honestly, I think I just did. Oh, we're actually nearly at the end of this dungeon. Yeah, I'm just focused way too much on what I'm talking and not actually what I'm doing. But there's always a balance there, you know? And you know, I'm not at the point where I can kind of autopilot through and know that I'm going to be okay. But you know, I have played my share of this game. Do you want to? I think we just want to cut our losses. And no, we don't. We want to come forward with the Crusader first, and then with the Bounty Hunter. Oh, excuse me, my throat's really dry. I'm gonna have to go and get a drink in a minute. Yeah, my Crusader's gonna come forward, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to pick you to the face. It's not great. Yeah, this is the toughest fight we've had so far.